Your Excellency, Amin Salam, Minister of Economy and Trade of Lebanon, it's a pleasure having you. Thank you for being with us.
Pleasure to be with you.
Our pleasure. Now with the election of a new head of state and the appointment of a new PM designate, Nawaf Salam, can the Lebanese be hopeful about what's coming? I mean, the government hasn't been formed yet, but can they be hopeful?
Certainly. I mean, Lebanon has been seeking, has been thirsty for change for a very long time. Everybody knows that the country has been going for decades with the same system. Even myself being part of the current government, I consider myself a new player that came for change. So the Lebanese people need change, the Lebanese system needs change, because we have seen that the past experience was not helpful for Lebanon, was not helpful for the people of Lebanon. So indeed, having today a new president and a new prime minister backed up particularly by the international community, in this case we're talking in particular the United States, Saudi Arabia, the Arab countries, all are supporting this change in Lebanon. So optimism has been really the title of all the headlines in the news for the past few weeks, with hopes that both leaders will be able together, jointly, to make a change, because it needs, you cannot clap in Lebanon with one hand, you need to clap with two hands, and having a strong president seeking change, and we have seen that in his speech after his inauguration, and having a prime minister on the same page will definitely be positive for Lebanon. And we already started seeing through the diplomatic moves from many countries and visits to Lebanon that we haven't seen in the past 10 to 15 years, that some positivity is in the air. So we're hoping that the same momentum will continue, especially now we're looking to have as well a successful ceasefire. It's facing some obstacles, but the momentum is all positive.
What is happening behind the scenes? Is the traditional system trying to hinder the formation of the government?
I call it deep state, even though I'm part, as I said, of this government. But yes, the old system is now, it's like a virus in the body. The old system is trying to fight change in every way possible. I mean, despite the strong push that we have seen from major players, from big nations, that made that possible, still the system internally is still trying to reject this change. My advice and the advice of many people has been that change needs to be introduced very wisely and very slowly, because fast change usually results in clashes. That's why behind the scenes today we have seen obstacles standing in the way of formation of a government. Up until today, we have been going back and forth. Everybody has been on the phone, internally and internationally, to make this government happen. But still, the political parties in Lebanon, many of them still have the mindset that we are trying to change, which is what's in it for me, what's their share of they still think of the government as if it's a company that they need to get shares in. They're not thinking of the government as an entity that needs to work for the entire country, for all the people, without anything in return. They are thinking it's a deal that needs to be made where they're going to make profit and they want the biggest share. This mentality needs time to change. Those political parties need time as well to change and to move forward with the new Lebanon that we are all hoping for. So this is really what's going on behind the scenes. Rejection due to fear of change, because change is always fearful to people that have been used for decades and decades on the same system. So, but I think gradually this will happen. It's inevitable and it has to happen.
So Mr. Salam will be able to make it eventually, to form the government?
I believe so. I believe so. I mean, Prime Minister Nawaf Salam is a relative of mine. I know him very closely. I know him very well. He's a man of the law. He's a man of government. He's a man that understands what is right and what is wrong, and has been monitoring the Lebanese situation for a very long time. And for us as a family, since the beginning the early starts of the independence in Lebanon, we have been a family that always worked only for country, for nothing else. So he's coming with this mentality, and we are all supporting him to succeed, and for the president to succeed as well.
My last question for you. What is required today from the new Lebanese government to unlock a much needed and desperately needed foreign assistance to reconstruct Lebanon after the devastating war with Israel, and also to address Lebanon's economic crisis?
Well, the key request, or the magical request that needs to really happen, is regaining trust. And regaining trust, we know that trust is earned, it's never handed over. The international community is telling the government, the new leadership that is forming the new government, that they need to see as well in the next steps, meaning formation of the government, they need to see something that relates to earning back that trust. It's not enough that we had new people in office. They want to see the execution of trust being really in the work of the government. Because many of the international community players that always helped Lebanon, always invested billions in Lebanon, always invested in infrastructure and the economy, need to see that corruption is really being fought by the new government, need to see that there is transparency in the work of the new government, and most importantly, which was the first article of the president's speech, they want to see a judiciary system that is able to protect any money or any investment that comes into the country very transparently without any political intervention. Once we accomplish that, I think on a gradual basis, it's not going to be all one shot, we will begin to see an increase of a flow of support and investment to Lebanon, because it's divided into two phases. First, we have the reconstruction that everybody is now looking at, but more importantly, in parallel with that, we have to rebuild the economy in Lebanon. And that will not come without foreign investment, let alone foreign aid. So both will require to be monitored, and they will be growing as they see the performance. It was very clear from all the big countries that we will look at KPIs, if we want to say, from the government.
I want to see action.
They want to see action, they want to see positive, transparent, good work, and then we will get more investments, we will get more aid as we move forward positively.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.